So, Michael, you want to know my backstory? Yes, Michel. What happened? It all began years ago at this very train yard. I was a worker here, and my resentment to humanity and my friendship with SCPs would all begin here. It all began here. So when I was young, I was working at this train yard among other kids. They basically were having child labor here, even though that's illegal. But I did have one friend, a nice girl. She seemed to be friendly, but eventually she would betray me. Don't you want to get out of here? You know, this place seems dangerous. No, it's perfectly fine here to me. Why do you even say that? They're making us work. I don't even think we should be working from. Why, no. I was right. I knew something was fishy even from a young age. And eventually, when I decided I would try to leave by the waterway, since there seemed to be a way out, she brought her father, the man who ran this operation. When he found out that I was going to try and leave, he punished me and made sure his daughter was properly rewarded because of her help at the train station, making sure the kids wouldn't try and escape. She was a mole, basically, and this began my hatred of humans, because I could never trust anyone again after this day, not even the fellow kids that worked here, even if they were basically slaves like me. And then one day something mysterious happened. The old man and his daughter was still watching me after I tried to escape, but something appeared right there in front of my eyes, a mysterious statue. You know his name. He has many names. 173. Otherwise known to some as Billy or Matthew. No matter his name, he appeared there. I stared at him, stared into his soul. I was like, how did this strange statue come over here? The old man would approach Billy. He would say, what the hell is this? What is this thing? In a second I blinked, and then he was dead. His neck had been snapped in an instant, and soon I would blink again. Blood everywhere. On the wood, on the ground. But I stood and stared at that statue, and it seemed to speak to me. You should be free, like I should be free as well. You and I are not so different. I sense something in you, something gifted to you, something given to you by that book. You met it. Earlier in my life, I had met the Book of Lies as well, same as you. I didn't realize it because I was too young to remember, but in that instance I saw a flash of it, but it was only for a second. And then Billy spoke to me more. You and I can both be free. Come with me and we can see your true potential. From that day forward, me and Billy would become great friends, and I would start to learn how to use SCP powers. We would find somewhere else to hide in this mysterious train yard. About a year had passed. I had learnt how to use my SCP powers, but something would change on that day. Me and Billy, who had become friends, would suddenly be ripped away. The Foundation, they had come to recontain Billy. Billy, what do I do? Just wait and follow them. Alright. There's 173. Hey, sir, there's a kid. What do we do with him? Should we administer anesthetics? Probably no need. He's probably too young to remember this thing anyway. What's he doing hanging out with it though? Why hasn't it snapped his neck. He probably realized that blinking was a bad idea. Probably some others died. Apparently, 2 people died here about a year ago. Why haven't more died then? We don't know. Maybe this kid's been fending it off for a year. It looks like with all those food scraps laying around that it has been trying to survive. Damn. That's quite a long time for just one kid. Yes, indeed. Well, we probably don't need to administer amnestics. He'll probably one day just think it was all some strange dream anyway. Yeah, don't exactly need to follow with proper protocol. Let's just recontain it and leave the kid be. Yep, those 3 MTF were fools, for I would remember. Soon they had taken Billy away from me, and I would carefully follow those MTF guards back to the Foundation site, the one and only where Billy's usually stored, Site 19. The Foundation would soon recontain Billy with 3 D-Class as per usual, 2 MTF, and 2 scientists watched from above. One of them was your infamous security chief Franklin. He is surprisingly held up, not getting older. Quite odd. But then again, this is the Foundation and things are quite odd. But Security Chief Franklin was the least of my concerns. I had followed them carefully and I was able to sneak around quite easily since I was quite small and sneak through the vents as well. But soon they would lock up 173, my one friend. As the doors closed, I knew it was my duty to free him. Luckily soon the D-Class would disappear and only one scientist would stay around. My mission was simple now, free 173, but there was still that one MTF guard and one scientist. The rest had left and gone on to other duties. I just needed to figure out how to distract the scientist. Luckily, not too far away were some terminals. If I could activate a breach alarm or something, I would be able to distract him. And luckily, I would be able to do so. So I would quickly activate the alarms and run through the door as it opened and hide so that that scientist wouldn't catch a glimpse of me. Once him and the MTF guard were gone, I would sneak back into the room to go open the containment cell. Then I would be reunited with my friend Billy. You're here, Michel. You made it. Yes, I'm here. I'm here for you. Then our training will continue. Alright, so me and Billy would become greater friends, and I learned how to use all my SCP powers in time, and eventually become friends with more of the SCPs. One thing I had to do because Billy was constantly being recaptured in the universe I come from, as you remember I do come from another universe, is that I would eventually enlist into the MTF and become an MTF guard. Soon enough I'd be a part of the MTF and start making my way through the ranks. First I was just a normal guard, then a squad leader, then I was a part of the Nine-Tailed Fox itself, until I would be granted captain, getting the iconic blue uniform that I wear now, and then it would come time to strike. They would never know what hit him. So MTF, you know your job, and I know what I need to do now. Time to use rocket launcher from the spectral realm. What the hell? There's a rocket launcher suddenly behind you, sir. Yes, I know. What the hell are you doing, Michel? Doing what is right. Oh no, you can't be with them, can you? You are, you're a part of the Chaos Insurgency. No, I'm on my own. I would say I'm more in line with the serpent's hand because they can see the truth. They can see the truth that SCPs are equals. Even though I don't exactly like the serpent's hand, they're snakes. They're only doing it for their own interest. I truthfully trust SCPs. I truthfully think they are more superior than humans, and I will make sure humanity dies. But you're a human too. Not anymore. In that moment, I would erase the two from existence. That was the day I had fully cemented my powers. Soon enough, that universe would fall. The foundation would crumble thanks to my hands. And I would basically be the ruler among the SCPs. Soon the foundation had crumbled, and I had recruited many SCPs. My old friend Billy, Plague Doctor, all different SCPs had come to my side. I was the ruler of the world. It was all mine. So what happened? What made you come to my universe? And why haven't you returned to your own? Well, basically, disaster would happen. That I would never go to my realm again and go after you. Eventually, I learned of you, Michael. You were becoming more powerful, and my friends were getting scared of you. They heard what you had done. They had heard about you, the one MTF guard reforming the Foundation. That book of lies came back at one point and convinced me to finally do it, to go end you before things were too late. So another bit of the book of lies plan. He convinced you to come to me, knowing full well you would eventually become a good person. Yes, unfortunately it was too late. The universe, once I had left it, would go into shambles and destruction, all because of one particular SCP. Let me guess. It's the one I'm about to face off with. Yes, SCP-3999. He couldn't just allow things to be. He thought it would be so wise to being one of the most powerful SCPs, being literally everything and nothing at the same time, to destroy the world and rule over it. And that's why I would never return. And it seems like before he fully died, it seemed like somehow the Tauran of my universe that I didn't much care for at the time had somehow survived and was able to kill it, basically leaving Tauran alone in a destroyed universe after I left, and he would die too. But it seems like somehow 3999 was smart enough to bring back the 3999 of this universe, your universe, Michael. It was smart enough to allow the seeds for it to grow again. Yeah, but my hate for humanity had been cemented. I loved SCPs, I still do. I think SCPs can be friends, not enemies. But I guess the Foundation never agreed with me. They will never agree with me and my ideals. But one thing is for certain, is that I will continue to try hard to convince them. Yep. And that, Michael, is my origin story. Damn, that's crazy. You were betrayed, eventually came to hate humanity and have friends with SCPs because Billy could see in you that you were like him, a tormented soul, but the Book of Lies saw something better. The Book of Lies saw what you could come, even if he did manipulate you and me both to get his way. We would not be here if it wasn't for the Book of Lies. Yep, it seems like he lied right up until the end. Yep. Well, hopefully our friendship will be repaired more in time. Yes, you recently spoke to him, didn't you, before the log you did with me on your Michael's report? Yeah, I did. Well, hopefully you two can further fix your relationship. Yes, indeed. But that's how you came to be, Michel. Yep, indeed. Well, Michel, thank you. That's alright. And I guess goodbye for now. Yes, goodbye, Michael. Good luck. And I'll be sure to help you. And SCP-3999 is not to be messed with, but I guess you'll have to. Yes, indeed. But that will come ahead. Yeah, indeed. Good luck, Michael. Yeah. See you later. See you, Michael. Time to leave here. I guess I could just get a train out of here. There's sure to be one soon enough.